So we did the last video on trading the trend, and you kind of got the idea of how to trade a trend, or what a trend is, or what the trend lines are for. But today, what I want to talk to you about is what you can actually use the trend line for. Because the trend line can be really handy for breakout or breakout trading. Once again, I don't want to confuse the issue. We already trade support and resistance. We know how to trade the support and resistance. We do that so well. And now we're adding all these additional things in. Please don't add them onto your chart. Don't add everything. If you're trading support and resistance, stick with that. Don't confuse yourself. No need to confuse yourself. But just so that you know what trend lines are about and how you can trade them, it's a system that I've used all my life, all the years and whatnot, as I say. But I don't add it on now. It's something I used in the past. It's a great thing to give you an indication of where something is going. So I would prefer if one sticks to the trend lines, you know, the railway trend lines, in a trend, and you stick within that sort of scenario. But trend lines also show you a lot of patterns in the market. You know, for example, ascending triangles, descending triangles, you know, narrowing and all the rest. These patterns have specific ideals as to when it's going long and when it's going short, when it's breaking to the long side, when it's breaking to the short side. And the normal situation behind those is due to the situation that the market is sitting in at that time and why that pattern has developed. That's why this happens. That's why it goes that direction. So don't let that confuse you as well. If you go onto the internet and you find all these little patterns in the market that are showing you this can happen, that can happen after the patterns. I love patterns, but you have to be very careful because they don't always do that. If you pick up an ascending triangle or a triangle, I mean, clearly there's a flat side and an angled side, and there's a reason for that, guys. It's because the resistance has bounced off like, I don't know, 5 times. So it's pretty much a resistance level that you're working off, and you might as well just use it as such. You don't have to use the ascending triangle or the descending triangle in any one situation. So just an example of a pattern. But you can use these patterns if you really want to. So before we get to the charts, I just wanted to tell you all that so that you get a picture of where we're going with this. But a breakout you can use very much the same as if you use support resistance. If it breaks through a level, it's so simple, it's exactly the same. And I'm going to quickly show you on the chart how you can go about that. Hey, it's Rob Guilty, it's logical trading. Don't forget, trading is risky. If you don't like taking risk and you don't like losing money, rather don't trade. It's better to stay away. And while you're here, guys, go and check out my secret blog. 10-15 seconds of your time, nothing more. Visit the secret blog. Free trade on there every day, which I post totally free. Guys, it's not financial advice, just a trading idea. On the blog as well, you'll see on the left, little PDF, free Forex book, my gift to you, asking nothing for it. But enjoy the trade every day. It's always nice to know what everybody else is doing, isn't it? So now you've checked out the secret blog, you know, free trade every day. I just put it out there, and it's just an idea. It's not trading advice. Don't forget that. Trading's risky. So anyway, so let's get to the charts and let's have a look at what's on the chart. So you can sort of have a look at breakout on the chart. So if you come to the chart, you can see that if you break through a support level, for example, any support level, it will go through, and just like support and resistance, all you've got to do is wait for it to come back, test that zone, test that exact zone, and then confirm it's going back down in that direction. If it breaks through the resistance, same thing, it'll go up through, it'll come back, test the resistance zone, because it now becomes a support zone. It's changed, it's swapped over, right? So now it tests that zone, and then it'll continue on. Now this pattern on the markets of a breakout of a zone, it is effective on all the patterns as well. So if it's an ascending triangle, a descending triangle, if it's just a narrowing, or if it's any of those scenarios, or if it's just a trend line, same thing applies. It breaks through, comes back to test, and then it goes on. And it's as simple as it gets. There's no confusion here, guys. You don't have to get confused. And like I said in the last video, you can use this as confluence to your support and resistance. So if it's in the same area, the same place, and that's the only reason I actually will use a trend line these days, is to see if it somehow has confluence with my actual support and resistance that I've put in place. Because if they all line up, what a trade. You know, it's like amazing stuff if that happens. It's like, wow, we've got a perfect trade. So that's one of the main reasons to use these things. So guys, I hope that helps you. I hope it, you know, the last video and this video. And if you want to know more about risk management and trend line trading, check out the last video. And until next time, guys, cheers, bye.